Hi everyone, it's Peggy Toman. Welcome to our Yarn at the Barn series of videos. This video is going to be a step-by-step demonstration of how to create the traditional granny. I want to thank you all for attending our workshop. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I hope you've gotten a chance to practice some granny squares. If you need a review, hopefully this will help you be able to stop it and rewind it as much as you like. If you need any review of the basic stitches, we also have a series of videos to help with that. So hopefully you can enjoy those and get some practice and get comfortable and enjoy your crochet time. So today's video, we're going to break up these videos into each round so that each video will be a separate round. In this introductory video, we will be covering the chart and the written directions for round one, and we will be beginning with the circle, whether we do it as a four chain stitches and join the last chain to the first chain with a slip stitch, or we do it with that adjustable loop that we learned in class. So let's get started. You've seen this chart before, which we used in class. And just to review the basic symbols, this is the adjustable loop, which is your center circle. This could also be displayed as four chain stitches, those ovals that are the chain stitches. This is your double crochet, which is a T with a slash through it, your slip stitch, which is the small dot, and then the chain stitch. So our first round is going to be the adjustable loop. Then we will secure that adjustable loop with the first chain, and then we'll do two more to get to the height of that double crochet. So we are going to do our adjustable loop, chain 3, then we're going to do 2 double crochets, which will be our first cluster. This 3 chains functions as a double crochet, so the first one is a little different because you need to get to that height. From there, we're going to do a series of 3 chains, 3 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets. So we will have that first one, then we will do that repeat 3 times, and then we will do 3 chains. We will slip stitch into the top of that 3 chain beginning. And then we're going to slip stitch over, which is slip stitch into the first double crochet, the second double crochet, or if you look at it that this is the first double crochet, it will be the second and the third. And then finally, we will slip stitch into the first chain of that 3 chain space. So often in patterns, this would be referred to as your 3 chain space. Those 3 chains create this space in here. And then as we go on, that's where we're going to be building our corner. Here eventually will be your single chain space, but just to introduce you to the terminology that they use in patterns, this would be called a 3 chain space. So that is the chart for the first round. Let's take a look at the wording for the first round, which is similar to the wording that you would see in a pattern. So it would say, begin with your first color A. If you're doing all one color, you would just use the one color. If you're switching every round, each round will say begin with color A, begin with color B, and so on. So the first step that we're going to do is form the adjustable loop with a magic ring. If we are not comfortable with that, which is totally fine, you would use the chain 4 and then slip stitch the 4th chain from hook to form a ring. Then we're going to do our chain 3 as we talked about, and then we're going to work 2 additional double crochets into the ring. Then, as we just mentioned, we're going to chain 3 and then 3 double crochets 3 times. And then finally, we're going to 3 chain and we're going to slip stitch into that beginning chain 3. You'll end up with 24 stitches, which is consists of 12 double crochet and 4 chain 3 spaces. Then we're going to slip stitch into each of the next 2 double crochets, slip stitch into the 3rd chain space, and then you're working over to the corner. So there's 4 slip stitches all together. So let's just talk about where are my 12 double crochets. This is where they are. This counts as a double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then these are your 4 3 chain spaces. So let's get started with that. For this project, you need your scissors, your tapestry needle, and a couple of colors of yarn. We're going to do 3 rounds and because you can continue on with the 4th round if you would like, but for this video, we're going to use 3. So let's just to match the chart. So let's get started. In order to do the adjustable loop, you're going to take your yarn. Oh, and just as an aside, I have super chunky yarn. This is a size 9mm needle. If you use different yarn, just use your ball band, which is the paper that wraps your yarn, and look at it to see what size needle, what size hook they recommend. That's a good place to start. If you're super tight, you could go up to a larger needle and see if that loosens up your crochet a little bit, but it's a good place to start. So we are going to drape the yarn from front to back. We're going to leave about a 4-inch tail. Then we're going to take our working yarn, which is the yarn attached to your ball of yarn, and we're going to wrap it around our finger just to help stabilize it. When you are wrapping it around, hold the tail between your thumb and your middle finger, and then wrap it around your index finger. You're going to cross over, and again, you're going to hold the working yarn. So now you have your tail and your working yarn both held in your middle finger and your thumb. Then you're going to take your hook with the nose down. You're going to go under the first, over the second, and pull through. Then give it a little twist. And then, as we said when we reviewed our diagram, we're going to chain 3. And the reason we're chaining 3 is to get to the height of the double crochets that we're going to be creating into this ring. So you can open that ring a little bit. I left a pretty good tail, so I'm not in danger of this coming apart. So I'm going to do 2 more double crochets into the circle. And that will be my first cluster. And just to review the double crochet, I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to go into the circle, yarn over, pull up a loop. I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to pull through 2, and I'm going to pull through 2. So that is my first cluster. I'm going to chain 3. So now I'm going to create 3 chains and 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3 chains and 3 double crochets. Yarn over, go into the circle, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Yarn over, go into the space, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2. 1 more. So now I have 2 of the clusters. I'm going to create my next repeat of that, which is going to be chain 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to create 3 double crochets. So I'm going to yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2, go into my second one, and go into the third. And then I'm going to, so now I've created 3 of my clusters. So the first one, the second one, the third one. Now I'm going to create the 4th one, which is our final. 1, 2, 3 chains, 3 double crochets, and review, yarn over, go into the circle, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, go through 2, and go through 2. So now I have the first cluster with that beginning 3 chain, 3, then 2 double crochets, then 3 chains, 3 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets, 3 chains, and now I have 2 double crochets. I have 1 more to do, and then 3 chains, and then I'm going to yank my circle closed a little bit. It's a little easier to look at without all those tails. So as you can see, when you pull your tail, it does close up that circle quite a bit. In the end, we can really snug it up. But we're going to slip stitch into this 3 chain. So let's do that. And now we have now joined our square. So you can see, let's put that up. So far we really do match our picture. So we began, here's our beginning chain, and here's our beginning chain, 2 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets, 3 chains, slip stitched to the first 3 chains, and then we're going to move over to the corner. That's what this pattern would like us to do. So now we're going to go into that double crochet that we created next to the chain, and we're going to do one more into the last double crochet, and then finally we get ourselves to the first chain in our chain 3 space. So that's it. Then we're going to fasten off. I had already cut my yarn, and I'm just going to pull through, and that's it. So that's our first round. See you on the next round.